Hello everyone and welcome to Metro TV. I am Andy Hoy, your host. I am publisher and CEO of Metro Magazine. Really great show today. We'll be talking to folks from the Stevens Center, also the Omaha Symphony Guild with their upcoming table art event, and author, speaker, creator Marco Larac. He also is the founder of the African Leadership Summit that's coming up in April. So don't go away. We will be right back. Well, welcome back. I'm here with Courtney Dunbar. She is the Table Art Chairman. Table Art is an Omaha Symphony Guild event. So Courtney, thank you for joining me today.
Oh, thank you for having us.
I love this event. How long has this event been going on? I feel like it's been
I
years.
believe this might be the 13th year potentially of the event.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Somewhere around that, yeah.
I've gone to this event for years and it really is, it's unique. And it's fun, and let's just talk a little bit about what people can expect when they come to the event.
Table art is a great event because it encompasses the idea of being able to bring friends in the community together to support the community and to support symphony's efforts. As you may or may not be aware, Omaha Symphony Guild is very engaged not only with the idea of promoting the arts within the community, but also in their educational outreach of 25,000 children per year. Yes, that are impacted by various programs and educational offerings that are given by the symphony.
Yeah.
So this is an incredible event that allows people to come together to celebrate community and to be able to work toward those educational program support opportunities.
Which I think is that's so important to really emphasize that, because the Omaha Symphony, you think about the concerts and the performances, which are absolutely amazing, and there's this piece behind it that is so important to the community. And the educational piece, like you just said, is really important. That kids get exposed and have the opportunity to engage with that piece of culture.
Absolutely.
Where they would otherwise not.
Absolutely. And where it's very broad reaching out into the community as well. So the event is really a fantastic event in that we're also able to bring the community in to be a part of it. Yeah. You take a look at the setup of what we do. We have two separate events that I would like to talk about. The first one clearly is the luncheon, which is the large event that happens as a part of Table Arts activities.
And what's the date?
The luncheon date is March 29th. That is a Friday, and it will be held at Champions Run. The event not only is the luncheon, we get to hear from folks that are representing Mackenzie Childs. So Mackenzie Childs is the featured speaker and designer for this year's event. Many people in the community are very familiar with Mackenzie Childs. It's an upstate New York company started in 1983. They produce ceramics, enamelware, tableware, home furnishings that are beautiful. And again, you find them in people's homes, so they're not out of reach to anybody that would be interested in hearing more about how those products come to life. And as a part of that event, we will have community folks that are presenting their china, so their place settings. So these are people that you would know, potentially neighbors of yours, as well as historical china. And one that I'm extremely excited about is Arbor Lodge State Park will be exhibiting their china. That's over 150-year-old china. We are coupling the community participants as far as those that are displaying their china with local vendors and designers, so those that would be involved in vendor retail type of home goods and table goods that would be then working also with local florists to be able to set up absolutely beautiful presentation. So that is something that allows the community to be able to see all the way from the designer to the local area. The doors open at 11 o'clock to be able to preview those tables, and then the luncheon begins at noon with the presentation from our speakers and the ability to be able to mingle with friends.
Yeah.
So there's a second event as well.
Is that the night before?
It's the night before that is tied to this event that we really want to encourage people to come to as well. This is our Mingling with Mackenzie event, and this is going to be a great, fun party. We have set it up such that we will end up having craft cocktails and hors d'oeuvres, an ability to mingle amongst each other. This is open, as is the luncheon, to men and women. And it will be a fun event that allows people to be able to just simply view the tables ahead of the event for the luncheon the next day.
Yeah.
That event is on Thursday evening, March 28th, Champions Run, from 6 to 8 p.m.
Okay. And then people can buy tickets for both events
Absolutely.
at, what's the website?
So the website is actually something that we have provided to you guys to be able to take a look at. We've got the Omaha Symphony Guild website as well that we are able to point people to. And we look forward to receiving lots and lots of RSVPs for these events.
Oh, I would encourage everybody to go to both events, first of all.
Yes.
But or if you can't, just pick one of them, because they're both going to be pretty darn amazing.
Yes, they are, and history has proven that. It's a very popular event with good attendance and very good reviews.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree. I agree.
Yes.
So we'll be putting out additional information on our website at spiritofomaha.com and on Facebook. So again, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
And we will be right back. Well, welcome back. I'm here with Michael J. Murphy, Marketing Director for the Stevens Center. Thank you for joining me today, Michael.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
The Stevens Center plays such an important role in our community. So talk to me a little bit about just really, what is the mission and who do you serve? Let's start with that.
Stevens Center, we are located in South Omaha, right in the heart, 28th and Q. And we are a sober campus of resources for those battling mental health and addiction issues. The clients we serve are the homeless, the addicted, and those in poverty. So on campus, we actually have a emergency homeless shelter, permanent supportive housing apartments for low income and disabled, and right next door is an inpatient drug and alcohol rehab facility.
And your organization, it has grown over the years, because I remember you've added pieces and layers and
So
programs or residential facilities over the years. So
much. It started off with the purchase of an old bar at 2723 Q Street for $10,000.
Wow.
We're now in a $12 million state-of-the-art facility
My gosh.
next to another $1 million John L. Hoyt Center for Recovery.
Yeah.
And it's just truly amazing. It's all happening just because of Omaha.
Yeah.
I mean, this is all happening because of all the great support we get from churches, businesses, schools, organizations, and individual donors. It's just amazing.
That is amazing. And how many years has,
We're on 35 years now.
Okay, 35 years.
The first time we started serving clients was 1984. We actually filed the letters for incorporation and all of that in '83. That's when Sharon and Dick McNeil really were inspired. Yeah, they're our founders. They were inspired to open up Stevens Center. By 1984, they were able to open the doors, throw mattresses on the floor, find resources for food, and start providing safety and security to the homeless. But it kind of evolved rather quickly beyond just safety and security.
Yeah. Do you know what was their inspiration for starting this? Was there a personal story behind that, or what?
Yeah, and I actually recently got to talk to 6 of their 10 children.
Wow.
Yeah, you heard me right, 10 children. They had seen a story in 1983 about a homeless man that started a fire in a dumpster, crawled into the dumpster to stay warm overnight, and ended up dying.
Okay.
So one of the saddest part of the story is he went down as a John Doe. Nobody identified the body.
Okay.
And Sharon, being the visionary of the couple, I mean, they both founded Stevens Center, but she was the visionary, kept on making comments to her children, to her husband about, what, can you believe this is happening? So a couple weeks later, they're driving down right around the 28th and Q area, and they see a small child playing next to a car in the snow. And this is like sub-zero temperatures, and they're thinking, what is going on here? We're talking a 2-year-old, very young child, and they approach the child and they see an entire family living in the car. And that's when they have what we call the enough is enough, not in our community, we can do better moment.
Yeah.
And then if you look at our history over the last 35 years, it's just peppered with enough is enough, not in our community, we can do better type moments.
What an amazing story. And I honestly, as long as, I've been doing the magazine for close to 30 years. I was graduating from high school in 1984. I did not know that backstory that went that far back. And it's inspiring to know that they just saw something and like you said, enough is enough.
It's powerful, and I just get to keep telling it over and over.
Yeah.
Making my life so easy in that regard, because the moment I heard that story, I was attached and I fell in love with the mission.
Yeah.
And it's solely, I just kind of look at it as our purpose to go and spread that story,
Right.
spread the love, because the homelessness issue in Omaha is not done alone. We're one of many organizations in the area.
Yeah.
And Metro Area Match, MAACH, they have done a great job of creating a community around it. So we're talking to Sienna Francis on a regular
Yeah.
basis. We're talking to Open Door Mission. Our leaders are getting together, and it's a cooperative
Yeah, it's
that
not
is
a
addressing this homelessness
Yeah.
issue. There's nothing competitive about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that the need is there, but we're so fortunate to have these different partners throughout the community that make it so great things are
Right.
happening. People are breaking the cycle of poverty and homelessness in
Yeah.
Omaha at a great rate. We're on average around 65% of the individuals that come to our homeless shelter get into new housing.
That's amazing.
That's over 400 of
That's
Omaha's
actually-
homeless last year.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And that's why we are firm believers that we would like to see something like Stevens Center in
Yeah.
every community. So.
I want to talk about your event coming up,
Yeah.
which you just told me is sold out,
Yeah.
which is awesome. But before we go there, and you've got a golf tournament coming up, how can people contribute? Obviously, money is always great, but there's lots of other ways that people can
Yeah.
help out the organization.
Donating time is a huge help to us.
Okay.
We have over 36,000 volunteer hours a year.
Wow.
We don't stay open without volunteers.
Okay.
That's a savings of over $500,000.
Yeah.
Truly incredible. One thing that we're really looking to do is get people down to volunteer to interact with the clients.
Okay.
The third Sunday of every month, we have a Sunday family game day. We break out every board game we have in the house,
Okay.
sit down and play games and just get to know the clients. It could end up being 10 clients and 50 volunteers, but it feels like a party. And
Yeah.
you can't tell the difference between client, volunteer, staff member just having a good time on a Sunday.
That sounds awesome.
Yep.
Sign me up.
I
I'll
look
come on
forward to
down.
seeing you there.
Oh my gosh.
We have one in 2 days. so,
Okay, I
yeah.
love that. I
Yeah.
absolutely love that. Website real quick.
StevensCenter.org.
Yeah.
And there's a how you can help section. That's where you can fill out a volunteer application.
Okay.
It's nothing strenuous. It's just how you get into our system. And our great volunteer coordinator, Devin Lee,
Yeah.
will be getting a hold of you very shortly. He's done a fantastic
Okay.
job down there just leading that charge of volunteers.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we've got a very short amount of time left.
Yeah.
Usually I try to spend a lot of time talking about the event coming up, but like you said, it's sold out.
Yeah.
Which Stevens Center it's Cruise Away.
Yep.
It's been a cruise theme for quite a while now.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
it wasn't always that, but it's been a cruise theme for quite a while.
Yeah.
So, but sold out. So you know
Sold,
what?
yeah.
Get it on your radar screen for next year.
Absolutely. We're going to have a cruise away every year.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, you guys have done a great job. So, and then golf tournament coming up.
In August, yeah.
In August, Heroes for the Homeless, the date, and then give us the website again.
It's going to be in August. I think it's right around the 20th. I don't know the exact. It's
Okay.
that Monday that's right around the 20th. That
Okay.
will be on the website, StevensCenter.org in our events section.
Okay.
Heroes for the Homeless is played at Shadow Ridge. That's a country club,
Yep.
so not everybody gets access to that club,
They
but
don't.
you can when you join our tournament.
Yeah.
Cruise Away is actually put on by our Women's Guild, and I can't be
Okay.
on this show without just saying how much we adore and thank the Women's Guild for what they do for us
Sure.
every year. This is our biggest fundraiser of the year. We can't do what we do without them, and this year it's Cruise Away to the Emerald Isle. So one of the giveaway or the auction items is a cruise to Ireland, and it's our
Awesome.
35th anniversary, as we talked about. And all of the McNeil children will be there. Sharon and Dick are no longer with us, but we are
Yeah.
honoring the 10 children of our founders at this event. The night's going to be full of storytelling.
Yeah.
And, one of my favorite stories I got to hear from Barney McNeil through this process is that we are the only sober shelter in the Omaha Metro. You must do a breathalyzer or urine analysis to gain entry. It's a good reason for why we're so successful at rehousing.
Sure.
But Barney tells me the original sobriety test was Sister Mary, a nun who would just look you in the eye and kind of give you a whiff and say if you were yes or no, you know. But now we are actually using breathalyzer urine analysis. But just such humble beginnings and, you know, grassroots to have a sister doing the sobriety test to see where we're at today. All the credit goes to the Omaha community and all of our supporting organizations. So.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. Website one last time.
StevensCenter.org, and we are always keeping Facebook up to date. So go find us on Facebook. That's the greatest way to know how you can stay involved. Okay.
And you also are in our giving guide that we just came out about a month ago.
Yes.
And a great profile, so you can find information at spiritofomaha.com about everything that, how people can donate and all that good stuff too as well. So thank you, Michael J.
It was a pleasure.
Murphy.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Great.
And we will be right back. Well, welcome back. I'm here with Marco LaRock. And Marco is author, speaker, and creator. I love that. Thank you and welcome. Thank you for being here with me today.
It is a pleasure. Thank you so much, Andy, for having me on your show, metroTV.
Yeah, you've got so many different layers to you, and I just love that. So let's talk a little bit how you're juggling a lot of different things. I mean, you're speaking, you're writing, you're an author. We're going to talk about this amazing event coming up in April. So we're going to kind of talk about that a little bit later. Yeah. But let's just talk about you. Who are you?
Oh, that's a good question, and it's kind of like I feel like I'm in the hot seat because I ask those questions people all the time.
I know.
So now I'm getting that question, you know. But first, I want to thank you so much, you know, for doing this, and I want to take this opportunity to thank also your dad for his legacy.
Thank you.
Because I think without him, we'd not be here today, you know, doing this interview. So that's very important that we take time to recognize him.
Yeah. And I just want to say, before we kind of get into you, I do want to say, I talk about my walking meetings a lot of times. So somebody set us up to do a walking meeting or introduced us, and I said, would you like to do a walking meeting? And you agreed. I think it was pretty cold that day.
It was
very cold.
It was not pretty cold. It was really cold.
It was really cold. And I didn't know anything about you, and we walked for about an hour, and I got to know a lot about you. Very inspiring. So again, tell me about who you are.
Yeah, so I'm Marco LaRock, so I'm an author, a speaker, and I'm a dreamer, you know, and I just call myself, you know. So I just like to attach everything that I can that will impact people, because it's very important to me. Everything that I do has to have an impact to it. Yeah.
Well, let's expand it a little bit on that. So, author, I mean, what do you speak about? I mean, what's the inspiration?
As an author, I published 3 books. So one is on personal finance. It's called Cash In With Your Money. Okay. And I got inspired by reading that book coming from the financial crisis. Yeah. You know, we talk about subprime mortgage and all those kind of fun stuff, but we deep down, we realize that financial literacy is one of the main causes of the crisis. So the book is, you know, touching on those basic fundamentals elements. Yeah. You know, budgeting, saving, all this kind of fun stuff. And then through that process, I started going to high school and colleges and talk about personal finance because most schools don't teach it.
Yeah,
and then
they don't.
I realized we also have a problem, which is a college debt, right? Right now it's 1.5 trillion. Yeah. The outstanding U.S. college debt. So then to kind of tackle that problem and be part of the solution, we wrote a second book called Screw College Debt. Yeah. How to go to college without breaking the bank. And pretty much trying to raise the awareness of the issue of college debt. That yes, it's good to go to college, but you don't have to. There's a different way you can pay for it. And for people who have already, like, you know, accrued so much debt, you know, and forbearance, you know, and deferment, what are the things that are out there, resources that are out there that can maybe help them in a way. Yeah. Then, you know, when I ran the third book, which is called Activate Your Untapped Potential. So basically, we believe that we have a gift within. Right. But most of the time, we live in a circumstance, in an environment that does not allow us to get our gifts out and to make an impact. So this book is about, like, you know, helping you discover what kind of talent, gift you have so you can make an impact. Yeah.
Well, and also, as we get into your event that's coming up.
Correct.
You're not, are you from here?
No.
Just tell me.
But I'm kind of like from here now.
You are, yeah. But tell me real quickly,
Yeah.
because I want to spend a good some time on the event. But what brought you to Omaha?
Yeah, so I'm from West Africa, Togo, a little tiny country called
Okay.
Togo on the West Africa coast. If you know Ghana, you Ghana, Togo, and then Benin and Nigeria. So I came here back in 2004. I was an international student. I went to Bellevue University, and yeah, just my story. Yeah, people always ask me why Omaha and all the places.
Right.
And I make this joke as like, well, the pilot made a mistake and brought me here. So no, I was accepted by Bellevue University. I mean, 3 universities, like Truman College.
Yeah.
Monroe in New York and Bellevue. And Bellevue was just affordable, and that's why we chose. We came
Yeah.
here.
All right, so you have something that you have created. It's called the Leadership Africa Summit.
Correct.
Is this the second year?
Yeah. So the second edition, yes.
Okay, so the second year.
Yeah.
What inspired you to start that? Because we talked about it. I kind of looked at what you did last year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty impactful event.
Yeah.
Even in its second year, it was in its first year. What inspired you
Yeah,
to do
so
this?
we live in a community where we talk about diversity a lot.
Yeah.
Right, and that's just true, and we think diversity is important by any means.
Yeah.
When you look at the term diversity, it includes a lot of stuff. So and I told myself like, well, I'm from Africa. There's a lot of young professional Africans that live in this community throughout the U.S. But sometimes, like, African are being portrayed just as refugees and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, let me elevate that. Let me show to people like, Africa are not just there, but they are professional, they are making an impact, and they are giving the community, right? So that was
Right.
the first idea, is like, how can I bring those people together? And also people who cherish Africa. Because there's a
Yeah.
lot of people who go to Africa as a missionary that are friends of Africa. How can I bring those people together so we can learn and also get inspired? But then I think about it like, wow, we talk about diversity. Sometimes, like, we stay in 4 walls, we draft policies.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to talk to the people that we're drafting the policy for. So the first thing of the conference is like, how can we bring people together so we can start with a conversation?
Yeah.
Because I think that's where it starts with. By start knowing who Andy is, who Marco is, where he come from, what make him happy, all those kind of stuff.
What's important?
Was important. So that's last year we had a great event. We had about 400 people that attended. People came from 10 different cities that never been to Omaha before.
Wow.
Which is very interesting. People like, what is
You got
what
some,
is-
you got some
people's like-
influence.
People's like, what is there in Omaha to do? I said, just come.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
said,
Yeah.
Warren Buffett live here, so you should
Yeah,
come.
yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna do the second edition again,
Okay.
April 13, this year.
All right, so again, the date is
April 13.
April 13th.
Yes.
Where's it at?
So it's gonna be at the Strauss Performing Arts Center.
Okay.
Inside UNO.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a full day event. So we're gonna have a conference during the day, and then in the evening we're gonna have a gala and award ceremony at the Hilton.
Are you really?
Yes. And the
I don't know if
idea-
I knew that.
Oh, okay. The idea is to honor
Yeah.
African and African descent, and also people who cherish diversity.
Right.
To honor and celebrate them. During that gala, we bring in like an artist.
Right.
We'll bring in a comedian. Want to make it like a fun, and people would dress up like African attire or bow tie, whatever you feel like. yeah.
Okay. So for the conference part of it, you're going to have speakers throughout the day.
Correct.
People can.
Correct.
Do you have like a keynote speaker or?
Yeah. So we're having a keynote speaker coming that we're gonna announce pretty soon.
You can't announce it
We can
right-
announce it right now.
Oh.
I wish I can, but we
Okay.
can.
All right.
I'll give you a hint.
Okay, you
she's-
just said she.
Yes, I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
She's like in Oprah circle.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's very important, a person. I'm big about women empowerment.
Yeah.
And what I'm gonna say, like all the women out there, I want them to come to this event because they will
Yeah.
be inspired 100%. So we're gonna have a keynote speaker, and then we're gonna have 4 empowering speakers. So there are people who can be keynote speakers themselves.
Absolutely.
But because we cannot have 4 keynote speakers,
Right.
so
Yeah,
they're gonna
yeah.
be the empowering
Like,
speakers, and
okay.
they have amazing story, have achieved greatness as well. And then we're gonna have 6 workshops/panel.
Okay.
So one panel is gonna be called Women Who Lead. So
Okay.
it's gonna be like all women sharing some tips how we can empower that women,
Yeah.
to lead in the community, our work
Absolutely.
and all this kind of stuff. We're gonna have one panel called Leading Across Different Culture, which I'm pretty
Yeah.
excited about. We're gonna have a workshop on business ethics,
Yes.
You know, Dr. Beverly Crutch is gonna
I
rock
know,
it.
yep,
you
yep.
know,
I
very
think I
excited.
saw that. I
know.
saw that come out the other day.
Yeah, and so
yeah.
yeah, we're gonna have another panel also, like, you know, Black Entrepreneur Style. So it's gonna be really a fun day for everybody, like, you know, to learn, you know, to engage, and, you know, to really celebrate what diversity is. And so even though it's called Leadership Africa Summit, it's very diverse speakers. You know, we have Caucasian, African, African American, and then Spanish people who are gonna be part of the lineup of speakers. So I'm really excited, you know, to see how it's gonna be really mixed. We did that last year, just looking at the room, different people talking, engaging, from different cultures, just so beautiful.
Yeah, I am so inspired by you, Marco. Again,
Thank you.
I'm just blessed that David Scott from Embassy Suites, I'm just going to call him out. He connected us and said, Andy, you have to meet Marco, and we connected with a walking meeting, and I've just gotten to know you, and I'm really excited about this, excited to promote this. If people want to buy tickets, where can we go?
So they can go to www.afsummit.com.
Okay.
And tickets are still on sales right now.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, by the time we get into March, and it's going to be going up,
Okay.
Yeah. So VIP ticket allow you to go to the summit and also to the gala.
Okay.
So it's a steal right now, so people need to
jump on it. You need to jump on it and make it happen.
Yes.
So, all right. Well, thank you for coming on. It's really good to chat with you, and honestly, just blessed to get to know you better. So
thank you, Andy.
So thank you.
Thank you.
And buy your tickets.
Yes.
April 13th.
April 13, 2019. Yes.
Yeah. All right. And we will be right back. Thank you so much for joining me today. Go to spiritofomaha.com, our new giving guide and event book for 2019. You can view that online, and also the current issue of Metro Magazine. Again, spiritofomaha.com, and we look forward to seeing you back here next week.